so every now and then, and it doesn't happen very often, and some of you guys may just not be honest, and you may not just be writing to Uncle Knolly and being honest about it. But this guy was real honest, and I've had a few people like this, where they say, Knolly, I did everything you told me to do. Now, I haven't gotten her on the phone yet, Arttemis, and you and I know about this, right? Yeah. You get a client that says, man, I did everything you told me to do, and I haven't lost 1 pound. Okay, well, let's talk about that. We can talk through it. So I haven't gotten her on the phone to quiz her and talk to her through that, but she says, I've done everything and I'm not getting any results whatsoever. Yeah. And so when I look at that, guys, and if you're in that club where you feel like you've done everything Uncle Knolly told you to do, everything Uncle Arttemis told you to do, you've done everything like you feel like you've done. Yeah. Now, when we get you on the phone and coach you, we're about 3 minutes into the call, we find some gaps. But if you feel that way, you've done a lot of the stuff that I teach and a lot of stuff that Arttemis teaches, you're not getting the result. What's happening there is what I call an abundance block. There are 16 areas of abundance. Ooh, look at that bird that just came through here.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh, we got a bird, y'all. See if we can get that on. Oh, he's taking a bath now. Look at him. Yeah. Hey, buddy, what's up? That's how it is when you're in nature enjoying.
Yeah.
But
16 abundance blocks.
Yeah, there's 16 on the wheel of abundance that I teach. We won't get into that now because you have limited time, but on the wheel of abundance, there's all these different areas of life abundance.
Yeah.
And we create blocks in some of those areas, and what people don't realize is that we're holistic beings. We're holistic beings. The Homo sapien race is a holistic being. So when you're blocked in one area of life, sometimes those money areas I call them prosperity blocks.
Yeah. You
can have some serious blocks in the area of prosperity.
Yeah.
Some of it can just be the way you think about money or what you believe money to be. There's a lot of negative feelings that people have and they harbor around money.
And that's why it's important to work with a mentor who can teach you systems, mindsets, and strategies that make money easier.
Absolutely. And I feel sad because when I see a person I see them they're on that hustle. I used to be on the hustle. I used to be on the grind. I know how to do that. I know how to get up at 6 in the morning and go to bed at midnight. I did that for years. But the hustle and grind, we're talking quantum 10x. We're talking another level. I mean, while they're talking muscle power, we're like, well, why would I use my muscles? You got a problem. Why are you going to use your muscle when you can use your mind? You can use your heart to solve it.
So how does someone make a quantum shift with their abundance blocks?
Yeah, you make a quantum shift with abundance blocks, number one, by becoming educated and understanding. But education alone won't do it. But that's the first where it starts, is that you number one, you have a desire. You say, you know what? I'm tired of this. I don't want to be blocked in the area of abundance anymore. Some people like being blocked in those areas.
Yeah, it's serving them.
It serves them. Jesus went to a guy. The guy was all crippled up. He'd been crippled for 40 years. And Jesus went to him and he asked him a crazy question. He said, do you want to be well? I'm like, man, that's dumb. This guy's been sick for 4 decades, and you're asking him if he wants to be. But some people don't want to be well. They want to be sick. So number one, you got to decide in your mind, you know what? I want to be prosperous. I want money. I want to be a decamillionaire. I want that. You know what I'm saying?
So the desire is
the first thing, and then you start to have the belief. Of course, the belief comes, and then you have to get educated on. And it's not even really the how; it's really the what and the why. You got to get your why in alignment. Once you have your why in alignment, a lot of people are doing things, but they don't have the right why behind why they're doing it, and they fail because they don't have a strong enough why. That was my problem.
Yeah,
I didn't have a strong enough why. So. Again, I know it's kind of euphoric in our communication, but it really goes a lot deeper than what we could spend in 30 minutes. But I would say, number one, if you can start by just desiring something better for yourself, then your brain will start to create new pathways for getting you the abundance that you say you want. Sometimes it's just a matter of leading you to a teacher. Like your mind has led you to me. He's led you to Arttemis. So you can get on board with the concepts that we teach. I mean, and when I have a person like that, the first thing I do with my coaching students is I get them out. I feed them. You come to me hungry, you're gonna get a plate of food.
Absolutely.
That's the first thing you're gonna get.
You're mind's going to get fed, your emotions are going to get fed, your vision's going to get fed.
Yeah, and you're going to start making money so your body can get fed.
Exactly. Yeah.
You can go and get the organic and everything else and not worry about the grocery bill, what's going to be. So that's the first thing I do is there's some quantum levels that people are blocked in that we don't want to touch those yet because there's some underlying levels. Talk about that iceberg you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, so much of our blocks are unconscious. Carl Jung, one of the greatest psychologists of modern time, said that until we become conscious of what is unconscious, the outer world rules our life, and we call it fate.
Yeah.
Well, your fear is your fate. Your faith is your destiny. Mm-hmm. But you don't understand where the blocks are sometimes because they're unconscious, and you need to go from what is conscious to unconscious and bring what is unconscious to your conscious mind.
Yeah.
And that's like an iceberg. So if your conscious mind's the tip of the iceberg, your unconscious and subconscious mind is below the ocean.
Absolutely.
So you just take one block at a time. You just work with what's in front of you.
Right.
If you don't have enough money in your life, start working on making more money, generating more income, getting more leads, more sales, building systems around your leads and sales. Get out of that survival, consciousness or that financial pressure, and then once you achieve a certain amount of cash flow, it's easier to work on your other blocks.
Absolutely. That's the reason why I did a class called it's called Mega Agent Listing Secrets, where I taught how to take 6 to 10 listings a month. And people were like, man, I don't want to do 6 to 10 listings a month. I want to do 2. Mm-hmm. But if I can teach you how to do 10, and guess what? If you do half of that, now you got 5. Yeah. And I teach my students all the time, if you got 6 to 10 new deals, you don't have no problems. All the problems that they're running around with now, I got to do this and I got to do that and pick up this and pick. It's like, okay, if I just got you 6 to 10 new pieces of business, all those problems just went away. Now we can start working on you. We can start making you to be ultimately what you were designed to be. And we can, and once we get past the now problems and start working on you, we can really get you to the excellence and really that quantum 10x that we talk about. We can get them to those new levels of operating to where when you wake up in the morning, you say, I never knew life could be like this. I just didn't know. I just didn't know.
It's the subtle shifts that we make today. As you apply some of these lessons, you just keep staying a good student.
Yeah.
Stay a 10xer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.